Hi, this video is going to cover mean, median, and mode. We're going to go over the definitions first and with some quick examples, and then I've got 6 sample problems that are dealing with mean, median, mode that we're going to go over as well. Let's take a look. Okay, let's first take a look at mean. The mean is going to be the same as the average. So if we're going to take the sum of the elements and divide it by the number of the elements, the count of the elements. So if we had the mean of this group of numbers, we would take and add the numbers up and get 180, and then there's 5 numbers here. So we go 180 divided by 5, and we get an average of 36, or a mean of 36 for this group of numbers. Next, let's take a look at median. The median is simply going to be the middle number. When we take all the numbers and put them in order, the middle number is going to be the median. So half the numbers are going to be less than the median, and half the numbers are going to be greater than the median. So we wanted to find a median of this list of numbers. We could take and rearrange the numbers in order. Makes it a lot easier to see what the middle number is. And then the middle number for this group of numbers is just going to be 67. Now sometimes we're going to have an even number of elements. So if we were to take and rearrange these numbers and then look for the middle number, there is no one single number in the middle. We've got 44 and 57 both in the middle. So in a case like this, we just have to take those two numbers and then take the average of those two numbers. So we're going to take 44 and 57, add them up and divide by 2. That's the number that's halfway in between 44 and 57. And that's going to get us our median of 50.5. And then the last item is just the mode. The mode is just simply the most frequently occurring number. So if you look at these numbers here, you can look at them and see that 15 occurs most often. When you have a very long list of numbers, it might help to put them in order. That way all the numbers are going to be next to each other. So you can take a look here and see that 15 occurs 3 times, 18 occurs twice, 11 occurs once. So 15 here is going to be the mode, the most frequently occurring number. Okay, let's take a look at these 6 sample problems having to do with mean, median, and mode. On the first one, we've got 8 numbers, and we're just trying to calculate the mean, the median, and the mode for this group of numbers. So the mean is just going to be the sum of all the elements. So if we add up all 8 of these elements, we get 432. Now there's 8 if you count them, so we're going to divide by 8. And then our mean for this set of numbers is going to be 54. All right, for the median, we want to find the middle number. So we're going to have to rewrite these in order. So in order, these are going to go 14, 24, 24, 54, 74, 75, 82, and 85. So the middle of these 8 numbers is going to be right here. There's not a number in the middle because there's an even number. So we're going to take a look at these 2 numbers and find the number halfway in between. So you can see 54 and 74. The number halfway in between is going to be 64. In order to calculate that, we would just add 54 and 74, divide by 2, and that would also get us the 64. We're just taking the average of those 2 numbers. And then on the mode, we just want to find the number that happens most frequently. 24 is the only number that's repeated. So 24 happens twice. Everything else is only in the list once. So the mode is going to be 24. Okay, on the second one, the mean of 7 numbers is 40. What's the total of the 7 numbers? So if the mean, the way we calculate the mean is we have the total divided by the number of elements, and that's going to get us 40. So then we can use this to calculate the total. So if we just multiply by 7, then the total of all the numbers is going to equal 7 times 40, or 280. All right, again, we're given the mean of 5 numbers is 32. And we only have 4 of the numbers, and we've got to find the 5th one. So if we have 5 numbers and the mean is 32, then the total of all those numbers is going to be 5 times 32, or 160. And out of these 4 numbers, let's add those 4 numbers up. 20 plus 45 plus 25 plus 30. That gets us 120. So we have 120 with these 4 numbers. 5 numbers, we need 160. So 160 minus the 120, the 5th number must be 40. Okay, your current test grades are 87, 95, 90, and 70. So what is your current mean, or your current average? And what will you need in order to increase your mean up to 87? So let's do the current mean. So if we add up these 4 numbers, 87 plus 95 plus 90 plus 70, we get 342. There are 4 elements, so if we divide by 4, we're going to get an average of 85.5. That's our current average. So our current average is 85.5. So now we want to increase to 87. So let's figure out what the total we would need to have an 87 average. So we're going to have one more test, so there's going to be 5 tests times 87. So once we have 5 tests, we're going to need 435 points. Currently, with the first 4 tests, we have 342 points. So 435 minus our 342, we're going to need a 93 on that next test to bring our average up to an 87. All right, on the next problem, it says we have, on our first 3 tests, we had an average or a mean of 82. And on our next 5 tests, we have an average of 87. Now, one thing you cannot do here is to take averages of averages. So to calculate our overall average, we cannot do 82 plus 87 divided by 2 and just take the average of those 2 and get 84.5. That's not the way to calculate this. That's going to get us the wrong answer, because if we have 5 at 87, those should carry more weight than the 3 at the 82. So we'd actually expect our average to be higher than 84.5. So let's take a look at how we would do this. So the first 3 tests, we've got 3 tests times 82. So on those first tests, we scored a 246 total points. On the next 5, if our average was 87, then we have a total of 435 points. So to find our overall average, we need our overall total points divided by our number of tests. So if we add these up, we're going to have 681 total points, and we have 8 total tests. So we would do 681 divided by 8, and that's going to get us 85.125 as our average. And you can see it is higher than if we just took the average of the averages, because we've got more tests at a higher score than we have tests at a lower score. All right, now the last problem, it shows us a table of the number of goals a team has scored and how many times they've scored that number of goals. So 2 times they've scored no goals, 2 times they've scored 1 goal, 2 times they've scored 2 goals, 6 times they've scored 3 goals, and 4 times they've scored 4 goals. So to get a mean, we want the total number of goals in all games divided by the total number of games. So that's going to get us the overall mean. So we can take a look at this and calculate for these 2 games. If we didn't score any goals, we got a total of 0 for these 2 games. For these 2 games, we scored 1 in each game, so that's going to be a total of 2. For these 2 games, we scored 2 in each, that's a total of 4. In these 6 games, we scored 3 in each game, so that's 18. And we scored 4 in each of these 4 games, so it's going to be 16. So if we add those all up, that's going to get us 40 total goals out of all of these games. Now let's see how many games we had. So we just need to add up the number of games. 2, 2, 2, 6, and 4 is going to get us 16 total games. So now we can take 40 divided by 16 and get 2.5 is our average goals per game. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments on this video or suggestions for future videos, just comment below. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so right over here. And I've got another suggestion for you to watch right here. Thank you, and come back again soon.